I'm a gear junkie, and I'm going to talk about a particular piece of gear that I have today, my Fender 212R. It's got two 12-inch speakers in it. It's a 100-watt amp. That thing pushes a lot of air. It's got a lot of power. Makes a whole bunch of noise. It's a solid-state amp, and probably wondering, what am I doing with that amp? I'm wondering that. I'm a retired bus driver. I'm not in a band or anything. I'm not a session player. I'm a guitar enthusiast. But there was a time when I was playing with some other people, and every now and then somebody'd show up, and they'd have an amp the size of a shoebox, and it wouldn't fit in the mix. It couldn't play. The acoustic drums were just grounded out. You couldn't hear it. So I decided to get this Fender 212 because I had a Princeton 112, which was a solid state amp as well, and that hung right in there. And I thought, well, I'll get this one just in case somebody shows up and they don't have an adequate amp. Then I can play this 212 and they can play the Princeton, and that's how I got it. And so let's talk about it a little bit. All right, then let's start here. There's the Giant itself. And what am I doing with this thing? It's a neat amp. So we'll talk about it a little bit since I have it here for now. And I'm not going to demo this thing because I don't want SWAT knocking on my door. But we're going to talk about some of the features. Input 1 is for normal sensitivity for most guitars. Input 2 is for lower sensitivity for guitars with high output active pickups. So the amp offers a clean channel with the usual suspects. It also offers a drive channel for crunchy sound, and it's also got 2 levels of distortion on it. Power switch is on the back, located right by the power cord socket. Also comes with a foot switch, so you can switch from the normal channel to the drive channel, and you can also go back and forth to 2 levels of drive on the drive channel. You have lights everywhere indicating exactly where you're at, and it also offers an effects loop. So let's talk a little bit about the effects loop and what that's for and what it does. I have my pedal board set up so I can play guitar and or bass with it. And you can see the bass compressor on there. I've got it set up right now so I just have it all running through one loop into a small tube amp. I'm going to take the patch cable off that runs us all through one loop, and then I'm just going to repatch the effects loop in to one circuit and the dirty channels and the tuner into the front end of the amp. So this is some, geeky gear stuff, I guess. The only adjustment I have to make on it is, I have to set up the effects loop to go into the effects loop, and then I just run the dirty pedals into the front end of the amp. That's a lot of information. Hang in there. I made that a little bit shorter, and so we're going to go ahead and get this plugged in. Well, actually, what I'm doing here is I'm patching the effects loop all together. So what goes out of one goes into the other, and so forth. And we'll get that all patched together here. So it goes out to in, out to in, out. In the side of the delay pedal there, I'll plug the out cable into the delay, and then that goes into the power in jack, and the in jack on the effects loop plugs into the preamp out. So there's your effects loop. Guitar plugs into the tuner, and that runs through the dirty pedal circuit, and then that plugs in to the front of the amp. So that kind of wraps up my Fender 212R. It's a neat amp. It's I haven't played it for a long time. I did record something with it one day, and it's a very loud amp to use here. I think it'd be a really fun amp to go out and jam with a band, even play like some kind of an open air show or do something like that. But there you have it. Appreciate you watching my video about all of my stuff. I got a whole bunch of other stuff, and they all have a story to go with them. So until then, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for stopping in. Don't forget to do all that stuff. Like, subscribe, share, hit the bell, and I'll see you in the next video.